Morning, Al. Morning, Gabby. I
Morning,
think I got
pal.
a bit excited last night.
Oh, I bet you did. And the crowd at half time were. But those who were actually, like your good self, inside Old Trafford must have walked away, the cars, the buses, the trams, thinking, whoa, another belter of a European night.
Yeah, it was, mate. It was a fantastic second half. First half, they couldn't hit a barn door. They were getting in some good positions, but it was just a really difficult night for them. And it felt like one of those nights, Al. It felt like the writing was on the wall for Ollie last night, to be honest with you. I think that 45 minutes might have saved him because it was a great performance in the end. And I have to say, the atmosphere in that stadium last night was electric. It was brilliant, it was.
Mickey, you would have seen the lineup and the formations better than us from the stadium, but I've seen pictures and videos on social media, and you look at the formation, it's like a 4-2, and then the gap between the front four is ridiculous, like the Rashford, Greenwood, so far up the pitch. I mean, surely they're kamikaze tactics. You played in the Champions League against good opposition.
Do you know what it felt like, Gabby, last night? Certainly in the first half, it felt like a game with your mates in the park where it was just put 11 players out there. Honestly, it was crazy. It was like, right, there's my defenders. When the ball comes anywhere near you, you've got to try and keep a clean sheet. And when it goes forward, it's up to the attackers.
Yep.
There was no structure to it whatsoever. But then they come out in the second 45 minutes. God knows what he said to him at half-time, Ollie, but certainly worked. They started playing as a team. The energy levels cranked up a little bit. And they had to do it because Atalanta were a good side. But second 45 minutes.
But Mickey, anyone you play against, really, even in the Premier League, like if you leave 4 attackers upfield and they don't have to press or track back. I mean, Greenwood wasn't tracking back on that right-hand side, and the left-back was just running through. Then the midfielder's got to come out, haven't they? Then that leaves another midfielder free. It's going to have a knock-on effect, isn't it? So I just don't understand why you look at Manchester City, Grealish, Foden, Mahrez, all tracking back and working forward. Like, players can do both, can't they?
I just think that the top sides, Gabby, and when I say the top sides, at the minute it looks like Man City and Liverpool, and maybe even Chelsea you could put in that bracket.
Yeah.
They are organised. They work for each other.
Yeah.
And the second half yesterday, I mean, you have to look at that, and Ollie has to turn around at the end of that game and say, basically, look, that is the standard now. That's how hard you've got to work. That's what you've got to do every single week if you want to win Premier Leagues and if you want to get far in Champions Leagues. Because if you don't, they'll get found out.
Yeah.
And they've done that so many times this season already.
Mickey, looking ahead now, Liverpool, Manchester United, Liverpool. And I was just thinking, we've been very lucky in our era to see some great players. Messi, Ronaldo, just magnificent. And there's more coming through now. But Salah at the moment, Mo Salah is just playing out his skin. But I'll bet your boots that Cristiano's already thinking about this weekend. And I'll be the headlines come Monday morning, the papers, not Salah. Would you reckon?
No, well, he doesn't like to look at them back pages, Al, doesn't he, without his face on it. So he'll definitely want to have a say in the game. There's no doubt about it. But I think I've got to agree with a lot of people at the moment. I mean, Salah's playing out of his skin, as you just mentioned there before. It's going to be some game. Look, if they play like they did the first 45 minutes, it could be an absolute rout if Liverpool find their A game. But then again, if they play like they did in the second half, United, then who knows? Because on any given day, with the quality United have got, they can beat anybody. But they've got to get it right. They've got to be organised.
Liverpool looked shaky as well, didn't they? Against Atletico Madrid at the back as well. So
do you know what,
it could
guys,
be goals, couldn't they? Both sides.
Think about this, right? And it's an if. It's a small word with a massive meaning. It's an if. So at half time, it's all doom and gloom. United are not going to qualify. Ollie's going to be out. What if they go and beat Liverpool the weekend?
Wouldn't surprise you,
it wouldn't
surprise you.
You know, all of a sudden we're going to do the double. You know, football is just mental.
all within the space of 45 minutes, Al, and that's what it's about. That's what Man United are at the minute. Look, they have got the talent to beat anybody in the Premier League on any given day. It's just that consistency. But I think if they start performing like they did in the first 45 minutes, that crowd will let them know. I've never been in that stadium for a long time and heard jeers and boos like I heard when they were walking down the tunnel. What a contrast it was to the end of the game. I mean, everybody was still in the stadium at the end waiting for the players to come out the tunnel to do the interviews. It was just electric.
Mickey, how long can they get away with it, though? You can't keep expecting Ronaldo to get you out of jail and to keep coming from behind. Didn't happen against Leicester. You can't do it every week, can you? If you want to go on and win the Premier League and the Champions League, you can't do it.
Do you know what the problem is, Gabby, with Ronaldo as well? Bringing him back to the club is when he doesn't score, it's why did they bring him back? They didn't need him. And then when he does score a goal and he wins them the game last night, like he did in the last tie against Villarreal, he's the best thing since sliced bread again. So they can't win. I just don't think at the minute, whether it's him or Cavani, I don't think you can actually leave him out the team. He's not going to work as hard as everybody else, although he did last night. But it's a really strange one from Ollie to bring him back to the football club. I can understand why. I mean, the shirt sales and everything is going to make.
Do you think he had a choice though, Mickey? Do you think he even had a choice though?
Don't know. I don't know. I know he's trying to build something at Old Trafford. Whether he still gets the time or not, look, that'll be judged on whether he keeps winning football matches. But from what I've seen from him in goal, look, you've got to play to his strengths. That's the big problem I've seen from Man United at the minute. He loves crosses into the box. Yeah. If you're not going to cross the ball into the box, Ronaldo's not going to score your goals, and he's not going to win your football games. They've got to start playing to his strengths, and they did it for 45 minutes last night.
Yeah, Mickey, thanks, pal, and I'm glad you enjoyed it last night, and enjoy the weekend coming up.
talkSPORT Breakfast with Alan Brazil. Thursday and Friday morning, 6 till 10. On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app, and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.